Hello, my friend, and welcome to Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. We are indeed having tacos for dinner. I just got off the phone with Tiffany. She missed me by like 2 minutes. She said she heard the garage door close as she was kind of opening her eyes. The sun's coming through the windows now. You know, it's getting light earlier. Days are longer as the temperatures rise. So we just kind of laid out our day, our evening. Talked about our last night, how she enjoyed it. Yes, it was a good day, and our evening was. She enjoyed our evening together in the kitchen, and then on our walk, and then watching Bryce's goofy stuff. So yeah, it's Tuesday, which means hopefully it's a easy, breezy day at work. It usually is. It's one of our slowest days. Do my morning shop real quick, turn around, do my afternoon shop, and then get out of there. Usually early, honestly. Tuesdays, because I work a little later on Mondays, I don't feel bad leaving early on Tuesdays, so most likely get out on Tuesday. And then got some errands to run. It is Earth Day today, and so I'd like to do something, some kind of gardening. There's some plants I need to replace in the backyard. I need to replace a couple in the front yard. So we'll leave work and head into Lowe's or Home Depot and see what they've got. I might go into a nursery too. I between work and home, there's definitely some nurseries I pass by. So maybe I'll pop into a nursery. But either way, I need to grab a couple of things and use today as Earth Day as an excuse to do that. That'd be amazing. So first, let's get through this work day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. All right, 2 p.m. We're on the West Valley, and I forgot there's a Home Depot on the way to Lowe's. So I'm going to stop at Home Depot first. And as I was pulling in the parking lot, I found this. I forgot these things are popping up everywhere. These drive-in oil change places. Like they're literally just like putting them in the middle of parking lots. Like this is the Krispy Kreme donuts right here, and it's like boom, they just built an oil change facility here. So this is take 5, stay in your car oil change. We took Tiffany's car through a Valvoline one. Seemed to work pretty good. Except, I will admit, you don't want to do it in the summertime, and you definitely don't want to do it when it's hot out, or when there's a long line, because you wait in your car, and you have to turn your car off, which means... So, it is a little warm right now. It's 90 degrees, so, yeah. I'm going to do this just because of convenience, but I definitely won't be doing this in the summertime. But I happen to just try to Google like a price so I get a ballpark figure in my head. No price listed on the website, but I did get a $15 off coupon. So we're going to use the $15 off coupon and check this out. All right, get done with the oil change. Less than 10 minutes. Of course, they try to tell me that this needs replaced, this should be replaced. One thing that I am curious about is the coolant. They said the coolant was a little low and mostly water, so I'm definitely going to check on that at some point. But anyway, we're here at Home Depot. As I said, Home Depot was on the way to the Lowe's, and I apologize if the winds. I took the wind muff off because I was going to go inside, but then I just realized I'm outside, so I should have left the wind muff on. But anyway, so I want to replace the tree out front. It blew down a couple of years ago, and doesn't look like the HOA is going to replace it. I think the HOA takes care of it, but it's our responsibility to replace it. So it's a mesquite tree. So I'm looking to see if they've got a reasonably priced mesquite tree. Otherwise, I think there is a couple of alternatives. I just got to look into if I'm allowed to switch it or if I have to stick to the one that was already in my front yard. This one here is the Chinese elm. That's also in some people's front yards, so I could use that. I'm not seeing any mesquites though. Let's go inside, take a look. Oh man, as soon as you walk back out here, you get just a cooling effect with all the vegetation and the water from watering them. Just way cooler. All right, so it looks like all the trees are out front. So I guess if they don't have a mesquite tree over there, there's no mesquite trees. Next thing would be they have these really cool like hibiscus like shrubs or trees, like kind of like this, right? They're pruned up, but they're hibiscus like this. And if they have those, I like to maybe put those behind the spa. Otherwise, the go-to would be more birds of paradise. There's some rose bushes, citrus, and fruit. Nectarines, plums. These are all the fruit trees. It'd be cool to have a fruit tree. Just don't have a spot for it at the moment. So there's some more birds of, oh, those are banana trees. Blue Java banana, huh. Interesting. Red raspberry, whoa. That's cool. Grapes, wow. I don't know if these grew. I didn't even know these could grow down here. Sometimes I feel like they sell things just because they think it's cool and someone will buy it. It'll die and you have to buy another one. Jalapenos, serranos, lots of cool stuff. It's nothing that I was looking for. Pineapple guava patio tree. Strawberry guava red strawberry. No way. Rose bushes. Let's go over here, maybe see something back here a little bigger. There's some big birds of paradise. Those are too big for the planter. Something that mature though would probably survive. $100. Birds of paradise right there, 25 bucks. That's the size I'd need right there. And then there's these. These are kind of like what I have that died. These are bigger though.
African irises can thrive in raised beds, providing excellent drainage and allowing for tailored soil conditions. They prefer well-drained, loamy soil that's rich in...
All right, so Home Depot was a bust. They didn't have the hibiscus trees that I was looking for, and they didn't really have the size of lilies that I wanted, or irises, I'm sorry, they're irises. They had the big ones, and I don't want the big ones, I want the small ones. But I did have someone, do some Googling for me while I was there, just to confirm a couple of things. And it it looks like it just comes down to like, I need to, whatever I end up purchasing, I need to make sure that I need to adjust my watering. My thought process was I wasn't watering enough. She goes and Googles and says how this particular iris doesn't require a lot of water. And I'm like, in the Arizona heat, I can't imagine it going, once or twice a week. So we're going to go into Lowe's real quick and just do a quick spot check here. Like I said, they have the hibiscus. I'll buy those. If they've got the smaller irises, I'll buy a couple of those just to get something started. But then as I was leaving and I looked at the trees one more time just to see if I missed it, I was like, wait, even if I were to get a tree, like, I guess I could put it in the trunk and put the seats down, but I just had that thought of like, even if they have the proper tree, I don't even know if I could bring it home right now. Yeah, but at least I can confirm whether or not they do have them, and then I can be like, hey, maybe like, Cade and I can do he's got a truck, so maybe I can come pick it. We'll make a day out of it and come pick up a tree or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now, I'm going to go check and see if they've got the hibiscus trees. So these trees are obviously way too big. A, for my car, and B, I wouldn't want to replace my front yard tree with something that big. Definitely something smaller. I have to say, Lowe's garden center is way bigger than the Home Depot's. At least these locations. Big difference. All right, so even like the trees, there's a lot more trees here. So again, these are the like the Chinese elms. I could definitely go with one of those. Worst case scenario. Surprisingly, I don't see mesquites. For as common as they are here in Arizona, oleanders have a love-hate relationship with these things. They're evergreen, they bloom year-round. Sometimes they smell good, sometimes they smell real funky. Like right now I got a smell, I'm like, ooh, that smells good. I'm like, oh no they don't. All these memories, so many memories. House I grew up in, the longest I ever stayed with my parents, we had these all in the backyard, and so did my grandparents. So I have like dual memories when I smell those. But yeah, I'm not seeing any mesquite trees, which again, I'm surprised. Lots of ficuses, very popular here because they're green year-round. Lots of foliage. Okay, well, so no tree for the front yard. Moving on. I love the garden center. I love just being surrounded by plants. The smell of fertilizer and flowers and soil. I love it. African iris, same one as at Home Depot. That's basically what I've got. That's what I can't keep alive in my planter. But those are big ones. So the question is, do I go back with the bird of paradise one more time and really, really try hard to keep it alive? I could ask somebody if this lady works in gardening like on a regular basis. I could ask her like tips and tricks on keeping these alive in a raised bed, because I have to preface that I have a raised bed. You know what I'm saying? Raised beds are different. They're not in the ground, they're above the ground. So the soil gets a lot warmer. I do love the way these look. Just super tropical, and when they do flower, they're just beautiful. All right, I just had a lovely conversation with Janice, and she gave me a rundown. Her conclusion is I wasn't watering enough. And so she said that what I need to do is go grab some 4-gallon bubbler heads to attach to my system, and water 1 hour twice a week. So it's like, say, Tuesday and Friday. I set it for 1 hour and let it go. Give it a good deep soak and then let it dry. We'll go from there. That'll be the baseline. And she said bird of paradise is perfect for that. The irises are perfect for that. The plants I have are perfect. No reason to switch that if I like them. So that's the plan. Let's just replace what we have and stay on top of our watering. Can't just let it go up to chance, you know. Though I do really love these. I do love these. These are $30. I don't think they have the irises, the smaller irises. That's the problem. I don't want the big ones, because the big ones take up the space of 2. I need 2 small ones. Oh look, it's Tiffany's favorite place, the clearance section. Nothing jumping out at me. Well, it looks like these are the last 2 of the small ones, and they're not even the same exact breed. This is bicolor lemon drop. So not quite the same, but similar enough. I could probably slap 2 in there. These are what I have. This is what I need to replace them with. These are the same exact ones. Those are just way too big. To put 2 of these next to each other would be rough. Wow, look at these giant plumerias. Wow, those are massive. Those have got to be like $200. Wow, those are big, man. If I had a place to put one of those, I would love to have those. I fell in love with these in San Diego. All right, we made our way over to Buckeye Lowe's. Let's see if we have any better luck here. And just for shits and giggles, we'll take a quick look and see if they've got mesquite trees for the front yard. Well, it looks like pretty much all the same trees. Everyone's got the same trees. Oh, they got Palo Verdes. Not exactly the same, but similar. That's a Palo Verde, green bark, yellow flowers. Mesquite would look very similar, but it'd have like a bark, like a brown bark. All right, so no luck, no mesquite. So we'll have to go to a nursery for that. This is kind of like my hometown Lowe's, and I can already see a bunch of small irises. Look at that. There we go. So I can replace all the irises that are missing. I know for a fact 3, I'm thinking maybe 4 need to be replaced. So we're covered there. And Bird of Paradise, if I remember correctly, is over here. Oh, there's all the hibiscus. I got big hibiscus, but no like braided tree trimmed ones. They're the big bucket ones. So no trees. Okay, moving on. Bird of Paradise are over here. There we go. Okay. Well, we got the irises. That was the one that I was kind of hinging on. And here's our Bird of Paradises. Same price, 30 bucks. I got some big ones. Look at that size of this one. The same price. You get 2 different ones. Why wouldn't I get the big one? Cool. Oh, the orange blossoms smell so good. So good. So they've got everything we need. They got the irises, they got the Bird of Paradise. Are we pulling the trigger on this? Should I call Tiffany? Should I consult Tiffany? Ooh. She hates it because this is like the 3rd time I've replaced these and can't keep it alive. I feel like this is the last ditch effort. If I can't keep these alive, I might just put fake plants in the planter. Same price. Of course, this doesn't have a price tag on it, but I think it's the same price. This thing is huge. I feel like I'm gonna go with this one. And this one. Big boys. Let's make sure the price tag's on them. That $30. All right, so those 2 we're replacing behind the spa. I called Bryce and he did a head count for me. We gotta replace 5 for sure. All right, so we have 5 irises and 2 Birds of Paradise, and that's what we're gonna go with. Now let's head inside and get some bubbler heads for the irrigation system, per her recommendations. Probably need to go to plumbing. All right, so according to Ian, who just helped me, my irrigation system is being regulated internally, or on the other side of the 1/4-inch hose. Duh, makes sense, right? If there was no end, there's no dripper on the end, the water would be shooting up. It would just be squirting out, right? When you see the landscape, the irrigation goes off, and all of a sudden you just see a spray of water because it's missing the little head. None of mine have heads, meaning they're being regulated on the other end or at the main tap. So good news is I'm already being regulated. Bad news is I don't know what the gallons per hour, gallons per minute is. So I gotta reach out to my landscaper and find out. At the very least now we know we're gonna reset the timer to 2 long soaks for an hour apiece. And we're gonna start there. Not a bad haul. Let's start here. Let's go home and get to planting before we lose all the sunlight. All right, now the tricky part of getting this loaded in the car without dumping soil everywhere. I'm gonna try and get it all right here on the floorboard, and I think it'll be nice and tight enough to the big ones first. Oh yeah. Okay, there's one. There's two. Actually, I might only be able to fit the two. Crap. We're gonna go those two in the front and these in the back. 1, 2. 3, 4, and lucky number 5 is gonna chill in the middle and probably fall over. So maybe set him, there we go. Lean him against that guy. There we go, all right. All right, so we got the 5 irises in the back seat and we got the 2 birds of paradise in the front seat. Let's go. Whew, okay. Summertime is right around the corner, man, let me tell you. Feeling it, feeling it. Little known fact, a lot of people don't know this, but Lowe's and Home Depot both have a 1-year warranty on most of their plants. You have to double check which plants count, but most plants have a 1-year warranty. So, I said this last time about these plants, I was like, well, I'll keep the receipt, and if they die, I'll just take them back within a year, which would have been, I could have literally, they died over the summer. I could have taken them back literally any time after the summer and replaced them. But I lost the receipt. So this time I had it emailed to me. I've got it, I'll tag it as a receipt, archive it, and then I won't lose it. And we're gonna mark the calendar on when I bought these, so if any of these die within that 1-year mark, replace it. You can replace it one time, and then that receipt, you don't, cause you can't just keep, it's like you buy one, you get one with free replacement. If it dies again, then you have to buy another one. So either way, the way I look at this is like a hobby. I mean, even though this is landscaping for my yard, I love plants. So if you've been watching the channel, you know I love house plants. I love plants in general. I love greenery, forests, all that. So even though I'm replacing these because they died, because of whatever I did or didn't do, I feel like it'd be like any other hobby where you have to, golf ball. You run out of golf balls, you gotta buy new golf balls, right? You maybe break a club, you gotta get a new club. Whatever hobby you might be into. Houseplants, though I kill most of them, buying new ones is just part of the hobby, right? I get a new plant, I get excited about it, I take care of it for a couple months, it dies, I get another one. Why should landscaping be any different? All right, we're back home. Kind of got the plants laid out here. Bryce missed one. I needed 6 technically. So we're gonna be 1 short, but it's not the end of the world because it's one of the spots that have 2 and one of them's alive. So it doesn't look completely barren and it's honestly one of the biggest ones. So we're gonna do 2 birds of paradise behind the spa because one of them held on and came back. It's a little baby guy, but I don't wanna uproot him and kill him. I'm gonna let him go, man. He made it through the summer and the winter and he's coming back with a vengeance. I wanna let him go. Same thing with the vine on the back. It's still alive, it's hanging on, it's got flowers. I'm like, let's go, buddy, let's go. I'm gonna give it some extra miracle grow. So we're gonna plant the 2 birds of paradise, we're gonna plant 2 irises here, and one behind the spout there, and then 2 more at the end. And that'll fill this back out. Those 2 are still alive, that one's barely hanging on, that one's still alive, so there's just 1 missing there. Other than that, everything else is still alive. I'm basically going like this. All these ones that stayed alive, we're gonna just take some extra TLC and try to keep them alive. If they can make it another summer, dude, like we're golden, we're golden. Also, Taco Tuesday shirts on because Taco Tuesday and we're having frickin' tacos. All right, so it's a little rough down here, not gonna lie. We got some weeds in the spot where the plant's supposed to go because it's getting watered. And then this one's still back here. I pulled it, but I must have pulled it when I was in the spa and just left it back here. So that's the skeleton of the previous, another weed here. So just kind of clean this up a little bit. No one ever sees this, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're gonna plant some new stuff back here. So obviously we want to show off the new stuff. So we got to get rid of the old stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, look at him. Got a little baby one that just spotted, and it looks like another one's starting to come out the middle there. So we're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him stay. Let him stay. He's gonna be the baby little runt. But you know what? There's a bunch of little runts. The OGs, they made it. This guy here, look, he's fractured. I gotta clean him up a little bit, get rid of that dead stuff. But new stuff's sprouting. And then back in the corner there, you can kind of see maybe 1 or 2 leaves popping out. It's hanging on. It's got a few sprigs. That vine obviously is doing awesome, but that's in the ground. It's the only one that's not in the planter. So after talking to that lady at the nursery, or at the garden center, I wasn't watering it enough. They need to be longer, deeper soaks, and then let time for it to dry out. I think at some point I was doing 30 minutes a day. So maybe it was too much water. I don't know. Either way, we're gonna stick to what she said, and then we're gonna monitor the situation. And the moment we start seeing any kind of stress or fatigue on the plants, we're going back to the garden center and we're gonna talk it out, and we're gonna keep these guys alive, all right? That's my promise here on Earth Day 2025. All right, first things first, gonna pull the rock back. The good news is this isn't very packed, because this is the 3rd time now we're digging this hole up and putting something in it. So these are the big ones, so I gotta really dig it out. There's still soil too, see, from the last one. So it's a good mixture of soil and original dirt. Oh, that's much bigger. Whew. I still got some more digging to do. Crap. All right, we're in. Covered in soil though. Most of the soil broke off, so the roots ball kind of stayed intact. So we're just gonna fill it in with, this is some dark soil, man. Whew, this is some rich shit. Let me just kind of look at the plant real quick. That's good. It's a bigger one in the back. Okay. Poke myself in the face. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, round 2. Here we go. That was the hardest one because I was cramped behind the spa. All the rest of these will be easy because I can lean over or sit down. So it's gonna be a mess, but that's the only way to get it out. Yep, just do that for me. Perfect. Thank you. Let go, let go, let go, let go. All good. See, the roots, everything else, the roots are fine. It's all soil.
One other time you broke the roots and I thought.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're in the ground. Just need to fill it back in now. This one broke a lot. This one was really messy. I had to work hard for it, so I think I broke it apart more than the other one. Now that I can actually lean over this thing, get both hands in, that'll significantly speed things along now that Tiffany's home, and she's gonna want to start doing dinner, and I'm gonna want to eat her dinner, and it's Wednesday tomorrow, which means I've got a good amount of orders to put in. I'm trying to cram everything into one day. You know how it goes? You know how it goes. We're all guilty of trying to cram too much into one day. And now that I've learned how important sleep is for so many things, I try not to cheat myself on sleep like I used to. All right. Overall, these are way, way easier to... Boom. Oh, yeah, see? I made the hole too big. Okay. Let's put some of this dark stuff in the bottom. Little trick I forgot about. Use one of the pots to measure the hole. Been a while since I've done this, so you forget things. Also, I just grabbed a like a trail mix package. Totally like bit down on an almond and it like scraped against my tongue. I could taste blood now. Like I didn't bite my tongue, but like I cut it with an almond. I'm gonna put the 2 biggest ones here because this is what everyone sees from the kitchen. So. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, there we go. Got you. I got you, boo-boo. Whew. That's nice. All right, another double header. The last 2 are next to each other, like the first 2. All right, everything's planted. Now it's just time to clean up and give everything a nice bath. All right, we're done for tonight. We got the mission accomplished. We planted all 5 new shrubs. We are missing just 1. This little guy right here should have a nice buddy there. Bryce and I just missed it when he FaceTimed me. And like I said, we're gonna let these guys grow and see if they can make it. Little straggler there. That guy's doing pretty good. He's just a little unruly. Needs a haircut, right? Got the one here. Now, I'm not sure what happened here. Obviously, this guy needs to be trimmed back, but holy crap, look at the gap difference. And that's where those last 2 were. So I don't know if I just progressively moved to the left, but like the bubbler's there too, right? Like you can see here, the bubbler's right here. So I mean, I guess I could move over like 2, maybe 3 inches, but like that's where the hole was. That's where the plant was. So I guess I just slowly have moved over the years. But yeah, there's a little bit of a gap on that one. So we'll be trimming that guy back and letting this guy grow to kind of offset a little bit. Eventually that's what'll happen. I'll just keep it nice and tight between those. And then this guy, like I said, he came back, got some flowers going, new bud at the bottom. So I'll trim all that dead stuff off. That's chores for the week. If I don't get to it during the week, it'll happen during the weekend. But we're gonna clean up all of these guys, get them all nice and tight, high and tight. And then back here in the corner, which isn't as visible, people don't really see these. This guy he's doing great. He just needs to be cleaned up. And then this is another one of those, like, he held on with his dear life and now he's got some new buds popping. So gonna let him go. And then, like I said, this guy's out of control. I'm gonna actually start getting some like rope and twine and hang him up because he's drooping. I had him sitting up for a while, but he fell, getting so heavy. So that trellis really helped. Now I just need to get another one over here in the corner and have it go in the inside. Eventually the vine will be on that entire wall, is the plan. But on that note, everything's cleaned up. We're gonna just bring everything inside and then go help Tiff with dinner because it's Taco Tuesday, baby. And Tiff is got it going on. Ground turkey, onion, the taco seasoning.
Yeah.
Got some lettuce and something. I told her, I don't care that it's basic. I'm looking forward to it because I've gotten used to that. It's just classic. It's classic. I prefer ground beef, but I'm okay with turkey. She knows that. No, I know. We alternate. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that she mixes in. We do turkey a lot. Every once in a while I'll do chicken or pork, but I prefer beef. She prefers turkey. We get the fresh veggies, crunchy shells, whether I do tacos or tostadas. Are we doing beans? Some Parano beans? We got some Parano beans. You guys ever had Parano beans before? They're like a whiter bean. They're like a light bean. They have a much creamier texture than refried beans. You don't get that like every once in a while, the refried beans, you get that shell, the husk of the bean. This is really creamy and soft. It has just different flavor and consistency. Little appetizer action while we wait for the tacos. My favorite salsa, man, Los Muertos. Oh, I'm so happy they're back in our farmer's market. I miss them so much. This is the hot and the pineapple habanero, which this is one of my favorites. Literally top 2 favorites. The hot and effing hot, I would have to have another side-by-side taste test. The effing hot is really, really hot, but it has the most amazing flavor. Like for a wicked hot, spicy salsa, it's the best flavored salsa, period. The hot is just a toned down version. And even their mild, which has no heat at all, is super, super flavorful. So if you're ever in a farmer's market here in Phoenix and you see these guys, please take a moment to just try their salsas. They give free samples out. Try every single one of them. The elote dip is phenomenal. Worth it, worth it, worth it. Check them out. Los Muertos salsa. It's ready and Tiff's ready. So excited about the beans. And these are the new shells we've opened. Jalapeno cheddar, right? Jalapeno cheddar. Oh, mouth watering. Use the stand-up shells to hold up the non-stand-up shell. Top it off with a little Taco Bell hot sauce. Taco Tuesday. All right. That is our Tuesday, Earth Day. Fantastic outcome. Very, very happy that everything worked out. We got the plants we needed. We got them all planted. We adjust the water timer. So, like I said, my promise for this Earth Day is to keep those things alive. All right. I have what's the word, like I have a mulligan. I get at least one can die. I mean, out of how many did I get? 7 plants. Like, odds are one of them's not gonna make it, right? One of them's gonna get shocked or something, have some parasite, but the rest of them, I'm on it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it as always, and I will see you tomorrow for an anniversary, a 20-year anniversary. Come on back, find out what it's all about.